Ever wondered if that unsettling feeling you get around certain people is more than just a coincidence? Could it be a spiritual signal warning you of hidden malevolence? Have you ever felt a coldness spread through you, a prickle on the back of your neck during a seemingly normal conversation? Maybe you brushed it off as nerves or a strange twist of the air conditioner. But what if it was more? What if that feeling was your intuition whispering a warning, telling you that you're face to face with someone who isn't who they seem? In this video, inspired by the profound insights of Dolores Cannon, we'll delve into the 9 weird spiritual signs that reveal you're dealing with an evil person. From charming facades to subtle manipulations, we'll uncover the hidden darkness that intuition and spiritual wisdom can help you recognize and protect yourself from. You'll learn how to identify the illusion of goodness, spot the master manipulators, and understand the masterminds of misery. We'll explore how they use kindness as a weapon and humility as a disguise, all while they weave webs of fear and disruption around their victims. So, if you've ever felt drained, confused, or uneasy after interacting with someone, this video is for you. We'll guide you through the signs, helping you trust your intuition and build a strong support network to safeguard your well-being. Stay tuned as we explore these fascinating and essential signs, empowering you to see through the facades and protect yourself from those who harbor a darkness within. 1. The illusion of goodness. Evil individuals often cloak their malevolent intentions behind a meticulously crafted illusion of goodness. They can appear extraordinarily charming, possessing a magnetism that draws people towards them. These individuals are adept at reading their targets, quickly discerning their interests, hopes, and desires. They use this information to mirror these qualities, creating a seemingly perfect connection. Their charm often manifests in various ways. Excessive compliments. They may shower you with praise and admiration, making you feel valued and special. This attention can be intoxicating, as it taps into your need for affirmation and connection. Uncanny similarities. These individuals often claim to share your interests, opinions, and experiences, creating a sense of camaraderie and shared identity. This mirroring can make you believe you found a kindred spirit. Life of the party. They are often the center of attention in social settings, quick with a joke, and always ready with a kind word. Their sociability and apparent warmth make them highly likable and trusted by many. However, this charm is purely performative. It's a strategic act designed to gain your trust and admiration. Their friendliness and attentiveness can mask their true intentions, which are often self-serving and manipulative. Unlike genuine relationships, which are built on mutual respect and honesty, interactions with such individuals often lack depth and reciprocity. You might notice that while they learn a lot about you, they reveal very little about themselves. Signs that the charm is an illusion include one-way conversations. Discussions tend to revolve around you, your dreams, and your vulnerabilities, but they offer little about their own lives. Feeling of obligation. Over time, you might start to feel indebted to them for their kindness and attention, a feeling they subtly encourage to manipulate you further. Lack of consistency. Their kindness can quickly vanish if you challenge them, or if they no longer see you as useful. This inconsistency reveals the conditional nature of their affection. 2. The mastermind of misery. The mastermind of misery is an individual who thrives on negativity and conflict. Their actions and words are designed to create an atmosphere of tension and unease, often leaving those around them feeling emotionally exhausted and demoralized. These individuals derive satisfaction from the chaos and discord they sow. Key characteristics of a mastermind of misery include relentless gossiping. They often engage in gossip, spreading rumors and half-truths about others. This behavior not only damages reputations, but also creates a culture of mistrust and suspicion. Conflict creation. They have a talent for pitting people against each other, often through subtle manipulations and provocations. By stirring the pot, they create conflicts that draw attention away from their own actions and onto the chaos they've instigated. Constant criticism. Under the guise of constructive criticism, they highlight the flaws and mistakes of others. These critiques are not meant to help but to undermine self-confidence and create self-doubt. Their modus operandi involves emotional manipulation. They may present themselves as victims of their circumstances, eliciting sympathy and support. This often serves to draw you into their negative worldview, making you more susceptible to their influence. Highlighting negatives. In any situation, they focus on what's wrong, what could go wrong, and the faults of those involved. This constant negativity can overshadow any positives, leaving you feeling pessimistic and hopeless. Subtle insults. They often disguise their barbs as jokes or offhand comments, making it difficult to directly confront them without seeming oversensitive. Over time, these small jabs accumulate, eroding your self-esteem and sense of worth. Recognizing a mastermind of misery requires paying close attention to how you feel after interactions with them. Do you often leave feeling worse about yourself or more stressed about your situation? Do they seem to enjoy the chaos and discord around them, often being at the center of conflicts? Healthy relationships should uplift and inspire you, not leave you feeling drained and insecure. If someone's presence consistently brings negativity and stress into your life, it might be a sign that they are a mastermind of misery, thriving on the discord they create. Distancing yourself from such individuals and setting firm boundaries can help protect your emotional well-being. 3. The puppet master of fear. The puppet master of fear is an individual who wields fear like a weapon to manipulate and control those around them. They understand that fear can be a powerful tool to influence behavior and thoughts, and they exploit this knowledge to their advantage. Their primary goal is to keep you in a state of anxiety and uncertainty, making you reliant on them for guidance and reassurance. Tactics used by the puppet master of fear. Constant reminder of dangers. They frequently bring up potential risks and worst-case scenarios, even in situations that are relatively safe. By doing so, they keep you in a perpetual state of worry, making you more likely to seek their advice and approval before taking any action. Exploiting past traumas. They are adept at identifying your past traumas and insecurities, using these sensitive areas to manipulate you. They may remind you of past failures or painful experiences to keep you feeling vulnerable and dependent on their guidance. Undermining confidence. Subtle criticism and doubt are tools they use to erode your self-confidence. They might question your decisions and abilities, making you second-guess yourself and feel incapable of handling situations independently. Creating dependency. By magnifying fears and uncertainties, they create a scenario where you feel the need to rely on them for support and protection. This dependency gives them control over your actions and decisions. Impact on victims. Paralysis and inaction. The constant fear and doubt instilled by the puppet master can lead to a state of paralysis, where you are too afraid to take any action or make decisions. This inaction benefits the manipulator, as it increases your dependency on them. Eroded self-esteem. Over time, the continuous undermining of your confidence can lead to a significant decrease in self-esteem. You might start to believe that you are incapable of achieving anything on your own. Emotional exhaustion. Living in a constant state of fear and anxiety is emotionally draining. The puppet master's manipulations can leave you feeling exhausted, both mentally and emotionally, making it even harder to break free from their control. Recognizing the puppet master of fear. Excessive negativity. Pay attention to how often this person brings up negative outcomes and dangers. If they seem to always focus on the negative aspects of situations, it could be a sign of their manipulative intentions. Dependency encouragement. Notice if they seem to encourage your reliance on them for making decisions or dealing with problems. A healthy relationship involves mutual support and encouragement towards independence. Emotional reactions. Reflect on your emotional state after interacting with them. If you consistently feel more anxious, fearful, or uncertain, it might be an indication of their manipulative tactics. While we're on the topic of recognizing manipulative behaviors, It's important to watch out for signs like excessive negativity, encouraging dependency, and triggering negative emotional reactions. Speaking of which, if you're interested in attracting money effortlessly, check out the shocking wealth secrets revealed by a rogue NASA scientist. Click the link in the comments below to learn more. Now let's get back into the exploration. 4. The catalyst of disruption and chaos. The catalyst of disruption and chaos is an individual who thrives on creating turmoil and instability in the lives of those around them. They are often at the center of conflicts and discord, enjoying the power and control they gain from the resulting confusion. Their actions are deliberate, designed to destabilize environments and relationships to their advantage. Tactics used by the catalyst of disruption and chaos. Instigating conflicts. They often initiate conflicts or exacerbate existing tensions. This might involve spreading rumors, making inflammatory remarks, or pitting people against each other. By creating divisions, they weaken group cohesion and create a chaotic environment. Exploiting vulnerabilities. These individuals are skilled at identifying and exploiting the vulnerabilities of those around them. They might use personal information to manipulate emotions and provoke reactions, creating further instability. Creating mistrust. Through lies and deceit, they sow seeds of mistrust among colleagues, friends, and family members. This mistrust prevents unity and cooperation, making it easier for the manipulator to control the situation. Chaos as a smokescreen. By creating a chaotic environment, they divert attention away from their own actions and intentions. In the confusion, it becomes harder for others to recognize their manipulative behavior. Impact on victims. Emotional turmoil. The constant state of conflict and instability can lead to significant emotional stress. Victims might feel constantly on edge, unsure of what will happen next. Fractured relationships. The manipulator's actions can damage relationships, creating rifts between friends, family members, or colleagues. These fractured relationships can leave victims feeling isolated and unsupported. Insecurity and instability. Living in a state of constant disruption can erode a sense of security and stability. This insecurity makes it harder for victims to trust others and feel confident in their environment. Recognizing the catalyst of disruption and chaos. Pattern of conflict. Notice if conflicts and disruptions seem to follow this person. If they are frequently at the center of disputes, or if their presence often coincides with increased tension, it might be a sign of their manipulative behavior. Manipulative behavior. Pay attention to how they interact with others. Do they seem to enjoy stirring up trouble? Do they often play the victim or the hero in conflicts they've created? Effect on environment. Reflect on the overall atmosphere when they are around. If their presence consistently leads to a more chaotic and unstable environment, it could be an indication of their disruptive influence. 5. The temptation of sinful indulgence. The temptation of sinful indulgence is a tactic used by malevolent individuals to exploit weaknesses and lead others down a path of moral decay and addiction. These individuals understand that vice can be a powerful means of control and manipulation, and they use this knowledge to create dependency on destructive habits. Their goal is to entangle you in a web of indulgence and addiction, making it difficult for you to break free from their influence. Tactics used by the temptation of sinful indulgence. Exploiting vulnerabilities. They identify and exploit your weaknesses, whether it be a predisposition to addiction, a desire for instant gratification, or a need for validation. By offering temptations that align with these vulnerabilities, they create a strong allure that is difficult to resist. Offering forbidden pleasures. These individuals present sinful behaviors as exciting and rewarding, downplaying the potential consequences. They might introduce you to substance abuse, gambling, or other addictive behaviors, framing them as harmless fun or a means to escape stress. Creating dependency. As you indulge in these behaviors, they foster a sense of dependency. The initial pleasure or relief you experience becomes a hook, drawing you deeper into the cycle of addiction. This dependency gives them greater control over your actions and decisions. Manipulating desires. They skillfully manipulate your desires, making you believe that these indulgences are the key to happiness and fulfillment. They may encourage you to prioritize these sinful behaviors over healthier, more productive activities, leading to a gradual erosion of your moral and ethical standards. Impact on victims. Moral decay. Over time, the repeated indulgence in sinful behaviors can lead to a significant decline in your moral and ethical standards. What once seemed unacceptable becomes normalized, making it harder to recognize the destructive nature of your actions. Addiction and dependency. The pleasure derived from these indulgences can quickly turn into addiction. This addiction not only affects your physical and mental health, but also makes you more dependent on the manipulator, who now controls your access to these pleasures. Erosion of self-worth. As you become more entangled in these behaviors, your self-esteem and sense of self-worth may diminish. The guilt and shame associated with addiction can further deepen your dependency on the manipulator, who may offer temporary solace or validation. Recognizing the temptation of sinful indulgence. Pattern of encouragement. Pay attention to how often this person encourages you to engage in behaviors that are harmful or against your values. If they consistently push you towards indulgence and vice, it could be a sign of their manipulative intentions. Minimizing consequences. Notice if they downplay the potential negative consequences of these behaviors. They may try to convince you that your concerns are overblown or that everyone engages in these activities without harm. Creating emotional hooks. Reflect on how they make you feel about these behaviors. Do they frame them as necessary for your happiness or as a way to cope with stress? This emotional manipulation is a key tactic in creating dependency. 6. The veil of false humility. The veil of false humility is a deceptive tactic used by malevolent individuals who feign modesty and meekness while secretly harboring pride and arrogance. This false humility is a strategic ploy designed to deceive others and elevate themselves, masking their true intentions and creating a facade of virtue. By appearing humble, they gain trust and admiration, which they then exploit for their own gain. Tactics used by those with false humility. Feigning modesty. They outwardly display behaviors that suggest modesty and humility, such as downplaying their achievements or deflecting praise. This act is designed to make them appear selfless and virtuous, earning the admiration and trust of others. Subtle self-aggrandizement. Despite their apparent modesty, they often find ways to subtly highlight their own importance or achievements. They might use humble brags or indirect methods to draw attention to their successes while maintaining a facade of humility. Manipulating perceptions. By presenting themselves as humble, they manipulate others' perceptions and lower their defenses. This makes it easier for them to gain influence and control, as people are less likely to suspect someone who appears genuinely modest. Exploiting admiration. Once they have gained the trust and admiration of others, they exploit these feelings to further their own agenda. They might seek positions of power or influence, leveraging their false humility to manipulate those around them. Impact on victims. Misplaced trust. The deceptive nature of false humility can lead to misplaced trust. Victims may confide in or rely on these individuals, believing them to be genuinely humble and selfless, only to be manipulated and used. Emotional manipulation. The feigned modesty can create emotional bonds that the manipulator exploits. Victims may feel a sense of loyalty or obligation towards someone they perceive as humble and virtuous, making it difficult to recognize the manipulator's true intentions. Erosion of confidence. The contrast between the manipulator's apparent humility and their actual arrogance can erode victims' confidence. They might feel inferior or inadequate in comparison, further increasing their dependence on the manipulator. Recognizing the veil of false humility. Inconsistencies in behavior. Pay attention to inconsistencies between their words and actions. Do they downplay their achievements in public but seek recognition and praise in private? These contradictions can reveal the facade of false humility. Manipulative praise. Notice how they respond to praise and compliments. Genuine humility involves sincere gratitude and deflection of undue credit, while false humility often involves subtle tactics to draw more praise and admiration. Impact on others. Reflect on how their behavior affects others. Do they create an environment where people feel compelled to admire and support them? Genuine humility fosters equality and mutual respect, whereas false humility creates an imbalance of power and admiration. 7. The Master Manipulator. The Master Manipulator employs subtle and insidious methods to control and influence others, avoiding overt force. These individuals are highly skilled in the art of manipulation, using psychological tactics to bend others to their will. They plant seeds of doubt, twist situations to their advantage, and make you feel guilty or fearful, all to maintain control and achieve their objectives. Tactics used by the Master Manipulator. Planting seeds of doubt. They subtly introduce doubts about your capabilities, decisions, or relationships. This undermines your confidence and makes you more reliant on their guidance and validation. Twisting situations. Manipulators are adept at twisting situations to suit their narrative. They reinterpret events, conversations, or intentions in a way that places them in a favorable light, while casting doubt on your perspective. Guilt tripping. They use guilt as a powerful tool to manipulate your actions and emotions. By making you feel responsible for their happiness or success, they can coerce you into doing things you might otherwise resist. Playing on fears. They exploit your fears and insecurities to control your behavior. By constantly reminding you of worst-case scenarios or potential failures, they keep you in a state of anxiety and dependence on their advice or approval. Isolation. They may isolate you from friends, family, or other support systems to increase your reliance on them. This makes it harder for you to gain an objective perspective on the situation. Impact on victims. Erosion of self-esteem. The constant doubt and guilt instilled by the manipulator can erode your self-esteem, making you feel inadequate and dependent on their approval. Confusion and self-doubt. The manipulator's twisting of situations and events can leave you feeling confused and doubting your own judgment. This confusion makes you more susceptible to further manipulation. Emotional exhaustion. The ongoing psychological pressure of guilt, fear, and doubt can lead to emotional exhaustion, making it difficult to resist their control. Recognizing the Master Manipulator. Consistent undermining. Pay attention to whether they consistently undermine your confidence or make you doubt your decisions. Frequent feelings of self-doubt or confusion after interactions with them are red flags. Distorted narratives. Notice if they frequently reinterpret situations in a way that places them in a favorable light and you in a negative one. Their narratives often lack consistency and objectivity. Emotional roller coaster. Reflect on the emotional impact of your interactions with them. If you often feel guilty, fearful, or anxious, it's a sign of manipulation. 8. The Mask of Kindness. The mask of kindness is a deceptive tactic used by malevolent individuals who disguise their true intentions with acts of generosity and kindness. While their actions may seem benevolent on the surface, these individuals use kindness as a tool for manipulation, creating a sense of obligation and dependence in their victims. Their apparent generosity is not driven by genuine care, but by a desire to control and exploit. Tactics used by those with the mask of kindness. Creating obligation. They shower you with gifts, favors, or acts of kindness, making you feel indebted to them. This sense of obligation can be used to manipulate your actions and decisions. Feigning generosity. Their acts of kindness are often strategic, designed to win your trust and create a positive image. They use these gestures to position themselves as altruistic and trustworthy. Exploiting dependence. By providing help or support, they create a dependency that makes you reliant on their generosity. This dependency can be leveraged to control your behavior and decisions. Manipulative altruism. They may involve themselves in charitable activities or community service, not out of genuine concern, but to build a facade of kindness that enhances their influence and reputation. Withholding support. After creating a sense of dependence, they may selectively withhold their kindness to manipulate your behavior. The fear of losing their support can make you compliant to their wishes. Impact on victims. Sense of obligation. The continuous acts of kindness can create a strong sense of obligation, making it difficult to refuse their demands or see through their manipulation. Emotional confusion. The discrepancy between their kind actions and manipulative intentions can lead to emotional confusion. You may struggle to reconcile their apparent generosity with the underlying control. Dependency and vulnerability. The dependency created by their acts of kindness can leave you vulnerable and reliant on their support, making it harder to break free from their influence. Recognizing the mask of kindness. Conditional generosity. Pay attention to whether their kindness comes with strings attached. Genuine kindness is selfless, while manipulative kindness often has underlying expectations or conditions. Inconsistent behavior. Notice if their generosity is inconsistent or selective, used strategically to gain favor or control. Genuine kindness is consistent and not influenced by personal gain. Impact on your independence. Reflect on whether their kindness has increased your dependency on them. Genuine support empowers you, while manipulative kindness creates reliance. 9. The facade of false integrity. The facade of false integrity is a sophisticated tactic employed by individuals who present themselves as paragons of virtue, while concealing deceit and corruption beneath their righteous exterior. These individuals meticulously craft a public persona that exudes honesty, ethical conduct, and moral superiority. They speak eloquently about principles, uphold strict standards in public, and often position themselves as moral authorities. However, behind this carefully constructed facade lies a reality marked by manipulation, dishonesty, and unethical behavior. Tactics used by those with the facade of false integrity. Public displays of virtue. They make ostentatious displays of their moral and ethical standards. This can include frequent mentions of their commitment to honesty, public acts of charity, or taking strong public stances on moral issues. Selective transparency. They are selectively transparent about their actions, highlighting their good deeds and concealing their wrongdoings. This selective openness is designed to build trust and maintain their virtuous image. Manipulative rhetoric. They use persuasive and moralistic rhetoric to manipulate others. By framing their arguments in terms of right and wrong, they can influence decisions and justify their actions. Exploiting trust. Their appearance of integrity is used to gain the trust of others. Once trust is established, they exploit it to manipulate, deceive, and further their own agendas. Moral policing. They often act as moral policemen, criticizing and judging others' behavior to divert attention from their own unethical actions. This creates an environment where others feel morally inferior and less likely to question them. Victim playing. When their integrity is questioned, they may play the victim, claiming they are being unfairly targeted or misunderstood. This tactic garners sympathy and distracts from their deceitful behavior. Impact on victims. Erosion of trust. The discovery that someone who appeared to be a moral exemplar is actually deceitful can profoundly erode trust, not just in the individual but in others as well. This can lead to a broader sense of cynicism and distrust. Manipulation and control. Believing in their facade of integrity, people may be more easily manipulated into supporting the individual's goals or decisions, often against their own best interests. Moral confusion. Victims may experience moral confusion, questioning their own values and judgments. This confusion arises from the dissonance between the person's public persona and their private actions. Isolation. The manipulator may use their false integrity to isolate victims from other support systems, creating a dependency on the manipulator's perceived moral guidance. Recognizing the facade of false integrity. Discrepancies between words and actions. Pay close attention to whether their actions consistently match their words. True integrity is marked by congruence between one's professed values and behaviors. Consistency of behavior. Genuine integrity is consistent across different contexts and interactions. Notice if their behavior changes depending on the audience or situation. Manipulative use of morality. Be wary of those who frequently use moral arguments to manipulate or control others. True moral leaders inspire and guide without coercion or manipulation. Reactions to criticism. Observe how they respond to criticism or accusations. Those with false integrity often react defensively, attempting to discredit the accuser or shift blame, rather than addressing the concerns transparently. Now let's talk about how to protect yourself. Seek objective verification. Always verify an individual's claims and actions through objective, independent sources. This means cross-checking what they say with reliable information from unbiased third parties. By doing so, you can uncover any discrepancies between their public persona and their actual behavior. This step is crucial in identifying inconsistencies and ensuring you are not misled by appearances. Maintain healthy skepticism. While it's important to give people the benefit of the doubt, maintaining a healthy level of skepticism is essential. This doesn't mean distrusting everyone you meet, but rather being cautious and not accepting everything at face value. A balanced approach to skepticism can protect you from being too easily deceived and help you make more informed judgments about others. Trust your intuition. Pay attention to your gut feelings. If something feels off, it likely is. Intuition often picks up on subtle cues and incongruities that your conscious mind might overlook. Trusting your instincts can be a powerful tool in identifying when someone's presented image doesn't align with their true nature. Listening to your inner voice can guide you away from potentially harmful situations. Build a strong support network. Surround yourself with a network of trusted friends and advisors. A strong support system provides you with different perspectives and insights that you might miss on your own. These trusted individuals can offer advice, share their own observations, and help you see through potential deceptions. Having a reliable support network is invaluable for maintaining your well-being and making sound decisions. By following these steps, you can better protect yourself from those who may harbor deceptive intentions. Remember, it's about balancing trust with vigilance to navigate relationships safely and wisely. And that wraps up our exploration of the 9 weird spiritual signs that reveal you're dealing with an evil person. I hope this video has shed light on how intuition and spiritual wisdom can help you recognize and protect yourself from hidden malevolence. Have you ever experienced any of these signs? Do you have your own stories or insights about encountering deceptive individuals? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about how we can support each other in recognizing and avoiding these harmful influences. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more insights like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you think this video could help someone you know, feel free to share it with them. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.